Civil War and subsequent periods. Engage with international partners to secure funding and technical assistance necessary for the court's establishment and operation. Recommending the scope, jurisdiction, and operational framework of the proposed court. The President's decision to renew Executive Order Number 131, now Executive Order Number 1448, underscores his administration dedication to upholding the rule of law and addressing past injustices, thereby ending the culture of impunity. The government acknowledges the importance of transparency and adequate sourcing and international collaboration in successfully establishing the war and economic transport for Liberia. Following the release of the executive orders, one of our very important international partners with long historical ties with our country, the U.S., the United States of America, they issue a statement. What did they say? The U.S. Embassy supports President Bouaga's decision to renew the mandate of the Office of the War and Economic Crimes Court. The office can now continue its work to bring long overdue justice to Liberia and end the culture of impunity that will make a decided contribution to Liberia's long-term prosperity and stability. Unquote. That was a statement issued by the U.S. Embassy there. So they are following, and their statement in response to the president's action clearly testify that they too are interested, they are a partner to Liberia interested in the progress. We have a history that point to our deadly past, and efforts are being made by the government to bring to a closure the experience that we had as a country during the Civil War. The president last year constituted the Office of the War and Economic Crimes Court. That office was created through an executive order. The executive order has the validity of a year. And so the president, in his wisdom, has officially put executive order number 131, now executive order number 148. And this executive order basically reaffirms the Bouaga's administration commitment to the establishment of War and Economic Crimes Court for Liberia. This renewal ensures the continued operation of the office for the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court, which of course, like I stated, was created on May 2nd, 2024. And the duty of that office is to spearhead the process of justice and reconciliation for atrocities committed during Liberia's Civil War. Of course, the renewal comes in the wake of calls from local and international human rights organizations urging the government of Liberia to maintain the momentum in addressing the legacy of impunity. The Office for War and Economic Crimes Court, under the leadership of Executive Director Chancellor Jara A. Babu, has been instrumental in laying the groundwork for the court's establishment, despite facing challenges such as funding constraints and administrative issues. The renewed executive order reinforces the establishment of the Office for War and Economic Crimes Court with responsibility to include conducting comprehensive research and consultation to design model for special war crime court.
Persons think that it belong to them. And the rest of us think that we are on their farms. We are not. We are not less people than them. There's no super lawmaker than anybody. All of us are colleagues. There's no reason why a person will sit and think that he's the man and the rest of us should succumb to him. No, this country belongs to us. Not even the president. This country doesn't belong to the president. It belongs to all of us. The day Liberians will think and realize that this country belongs to them and will not leave it with the government, then we'll start to make progress. We'll start demanding accountability of our leaders. Then this country will make progress. We don't need to leave it. What happened? The Supreme Court, the highest court in this country, ruled, and the presidency is refusing to adhere to it, and Liberians are still sitting down. That doesn't happen in other countries. That doesn't happen in other countries. It tells all of us that the president can say, you die today and you die. The vice president say, you die today and you die. The deputy speaker and the other senator can say, you die today and you die. And nothing will come out of it because we have said nothing to them. We never rise up against them before. We don't have to be disrespectful to them. We need to tell them the truth. The country is governed by democracy, and there are laws that govern all of us. The Constitution is what governs all of us. That's what got us here today. And that's what the Constitution says 50% plus one should to become the winner of all of our elections. And when you don't get that number, you have to go for re-elections. It's not the popular votes. It's not like the representative that you say you have to have simple majority. So if other people before them have not abided by the constitution, have not respected the rule of law, then some of them are not president. Because they will have other candidates have had more numbers than them. But they said because the constitution says 50% plus one. And so our constitution says before you remove a speaker, you must have 49. And you must have to go through due process. A court that all of us go to for justice says that you are wrong. And today, the executive still have police and still supporting Rachel Kuhn. For what reason? It's not the speaker. And Liberians are saying nothing. The council of churches are mute. The civil society is mute. The citizens are mute. What kind of country do we have? Why do we do that? How do we want our children to live?
Serves the best
By the
interest
help
of
of God.
Liberia and reaffirms the importance of adhering to the constitutional processes and judicial authority. The Human Rights Monitor, which is the Peace of Justice program of the Liberia Annual Conference, the United Methodist Church, called upon Representative Kuhn, Representative Kofa, and the respective teams to set aside past grievances and move forward united for the good of our nation. It is time for the leadership to come together to rebrand, reorganize, and shift focus from division and discord toward reconciliation and progress. For over 9 months, the nation has been grappling with a situation that many have described as a constitutional crisis, causing uncertainty and concern among our citizens and international partners alike. The ongoing impasse has hindered effective governance and stalled critical legislative processes. It is now crucial that we prioritize national unity and stability. We urge President Boakai and his administration to take decisive action by engaging with regional and international partners. Specifically, we recommend inviting ECOWAS, the European Union, the United States, and other relevant stakeholders to facilitate a mediation process. Such efforts can help bring the conflicting parties to the negotiating table and identify a peaceful constitutional resolution to the current crisis. Liberia's future depends on our collective commitment to democratic principles, the rule of law, and peaceful dialogue. It is time for all Liberians, regardless of political affiliation, to stand together and work towards a
International
unified,
Workers' Day
prosperous.
will be celebrated in Liberia, where the civil servants, Association of Liberia, the health workers, the teachers, and all will be in attendance with private sector workers and informal sector workers to grace the occasion. We have extended invitation to the first G7, His Excellency, the President, Joseph Newman Boakai, to grace the occasion. And also we have the Director General for CSA and the Minister of Labor. We cannot leave him out to all come to give a remark. And we expect to get a very good message from the President. And the theme of the May Day is revolutionizing labor sectors and for the respect of workers' rights. We are expecting over 1,000 to 2,000 human beings to carry this place. The CSA headquarters on 3rd Street, Sincourt, Satan Football Field. It's a day where workers all over the world, their sweat and blood are put into to make economic growth for the dividend of their country, of their sweat. So if you see workers celebrating May Day all over the world, these are the people that make a country economy to grow. We are calling on all workers to turn out tomorrow in your blue jeans or black jeans with a white t-shirt to come and grace the occasion.
We take our time to properly study the evolving complexity of the society before making a determination. Therefore, the African Party openly welcomes any non-violent protest, action organized by civil society organization that will compel the regime to live up to its commitment that was promised the Liberian people. The republic is fastly degenerating under the leadership of the crippled dictator Mr. Joseph Newman Boakai. The party urges the Liberian people to stand now, very resilient and steadfast more than ever before, to protect the democracy of the republic, this democracy of our country, this democracy of our country was purchased at the price of the blood of over 250,000 of the Mataya homes, was purchased at the tears, sweat, and blood of over 250,000 of our comrades who were dumbly mad during the civil unrest in this country. I want to say here, as a revolutionary campus-based institution, the institution will not sit and witness all these contradictions that exist in the republic, and we will not move into action. Therefore, we cannot afford to sit idly by. We cannot afford to sit quietly and watch the desperate bloodthirsty regime retrograde the peace and stability of the Liberian Republic. The Union Party, upon taking up the promise of the Liberian people, a better Liberia, but instead, the Liberian people are confronted with a better Liberia. The regime and Mr. Joseph Mbeka has failed miserably to provide the basic social services for the Liberian people. The Liberian people now walk on the streets with poverty written in bold letters on their faces. And all we can say to the Liberian people is to say in these hard times and in these difficult times. We say to the Liberian people have a history. The Liberian people has a history of resilience. The Liberian people have a history of determination, self-determination. We say to the Liberian people, this is the time to stand up. This is not the time to remain buried. This is not the time to remain quiet. This is not the time to subject yourself to cowardice. Mr. Brecker and his in-laws, Mr. Brecker and his co-tutors in the regime, they have decided to bastardize the resources. They have decided to violate the laws of our republic. This is the time that the Liberian people stand up tall in the face of all these adversaries. This is the time that the Liberian people stand up tall in the face of injustice. Except for Mr. Brecker, that there's a set rule. We are not here to say that Mr. Kofa, Funati Kofa, should be imposed on individuals. We're not here to say Mr. Kofa should be a speaker by all costs. If there are evidence, pieces of evidence to prove that Mr. Kofa is corrupt, Mr. Kofa must give an opportunity to the due process so that he commits. Mr. Kofa, who is the legitimate speaker, as was said to the ruling of the Supreme Court, must be in section, must preserve, and those who have issues must sit on Mr. Kofa and put the motion on the floor for his removal. Mr. Kofa must be removed to the legal means and the legal channel. You cannot use any backdoor negotiation backward approach to remove Mr. Kofa. We are only doing that to set the precedent for our republic. We are doing that to set the precedent for posterity. We don't want this vast system of governance to continue in our republic. And that's the reason why we're saying to Mr. Brecker, you must uphold the Constitution, you must uphold the ruling of the Supreme Court, because this is an attempt. And everything that's happening here, we can see here to the republic. Mr. Brecker is only doing that and preparing yourself for 2029. Because Mr. Brecker, there is a plan by the regime 2029 because they have failed miserably to rig election 2029. And if the Supreme Court, which is the highest decision-making body, the last institution in this country, to set the whatsoever issue. If the Supreme Court come over a ruling 2029 to say the result has some discrepancy, the regime of Mr. Brecker will say we don't honor the result. We don't honor the ruling of the Supreme Court. We don't honor the ruling of the Supreme Court. Will proceed. And you know why? To even say you don't honor the ruling of the Supreme Court, you proceed. It is to create an avenue for chaos. And we want to say here that Bra suffered too much. 14 years of civil unrest. The 14 years of blood letting is too much. It was too much for this republic. We want to go back to the dark days. We don't want to go back to the dark pages of our history. We don't want to get remanded. We said to Mr. Brecker, respect the ruling of the Supreme Court. Our institution will be
here. Trying to get more women in political leadership in this country is a whole process of reorientation, social reorientation, whichever way you want to call it. Because if you go back into the history of our country, we gained our independence in 1847. But women did not vote until 1950-something. And then when the time came for women to vote 1957 or so, it was only indigenous women who owned property. Close your eyes and imagine 1957. How many women in the indigenous communities own property? Think about today, how many women own property before you're talking about 1957. So technically that law was meant to keep women out of the political domain. From 1957 up until 1985, which was one of the biggest and more contentious elections in Liberia, women were not really involved in anything. There was this slogan that automatically crept into the women's spaces. Politics became the people's thing. When every time you want to talk about political leadership. And as a very young girl in Liberia, every conversation about politics was when President Sirleaf at the time was a political activist. I would hear women in the community say, we know why the woman can just leave the people's thing. So the people's thing was politics. The people's thing was men in politics. So when they walk in, automatically men make war, they should make peace. Men are the politicians, they should be around the table. So the process that you all have gone through is a process of re-socialization. Because a lot of you lived in communities and lived in spaces where everyone said you can't speak. There is this thing of girls, you have to walk on tiptoe. When you sit down, you close your leg. Woman can't sit down like that. Woman can't do this. Woman can't do that. So we have to go through all of that processes with the women that we started working with. And eventually, our movement gained traction. And for those of you who don't know, we're able to really bring peace to Liberia. There is absolutely no way anybody can talk about the history of peace building in Liberia without the name of the women in peace building.
That's some information on an upcoming event that is critical to our country, to our administration. Liberia is currently campaigning for a seat on the United Nations Security Council, non-permanent members. And with that, we're looking for votes. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs have been leading the charts on this. They have been going around the world to solicit votes. Liberia needs about 125 votes to secure the seat. And this is why I came on board to support the fundraising. I was challenged to raise $1 million to support the effort. And also not just the campaign team moving across the world to solicit support for votes, but also at the end of May, there will be a closing campaign. I don't want to say campaign rally, but for the lack of better description, or as we say in the PR world, better description, for the lack of better description, I would say that was a campaign finale event in New York, which is slated for May 28th. That's going to take place in New York. And then on June 2nd, June 2nd will be the voting day. So raising this funds to support our campaign team, to support the campaign finale, and to make sure all of our votes are people work on June 2nd, we need to raise some money. And so we brought this to the public, to everyone who considers himself a well-meaning Liberian, whether you're Liberian or not, whether you're outside the diaspora. Many of the ministers, the cabinet members, friends of Liberia, the business community have attributed well they can to the event. The event is slated for this Saturday, May 3rd at 5 p.m. We gather at the Executive Pavilion. Excellency, the President of the Great Republic of Liberia, will be present. He is the host of the evening. We look forward to having everyone there. We reach out to Madame Sirleaf. We reach out to former President Leah. We reach out to everyone.
You don't want the president. Is that your business? You say Africa is poor. But the people say we want a Ibrahim Traoré. Why you don't want a Ibrahim Traoré? But because the Ibrahim Traoré I told you that you know why? This gold and diamond in our country will not be taken to go to the West to develop West. We will stay right here to manufacture the gold and diamond right here. The same thing with this Firestone that we have. If you go to Firestone, they were on plantation. See how our mothers and fathers are suffering on that plantation. Since the establishment of the foundation of Firestone today, what Labrador has to boast about. Labrador has nothing to boast about. Today, Firestone cannot even boast of a tire. We cannot produce tire in this country. That is a miracle investment. And they protected that investment against Liberia's life. Most of the silver company that we have had, America, heavily supported this civil war, protecting their Firestone. But Ibrahim said, you know what? We cannot continue to do this thing. Manufacture the gold right here. There are people, the young people, the Gen Z generation, those of us who were born around 1997, from 1997 to around 2000. Those of us who were born around Gen Z generation. This is our generation. And the mistake we always make is to allow people in the 80s to leave us. Especially for the Gen Z generation. Nobody has looked in the face of America to tell them they have to. Today, We organize men and women, ideological brothers and sisters, young people of your town, under the banner of Solidarity Alliance against neo-colonialism in collaboration with some Pan-African movements. And so today, we have over pretty close to 40 young people. We had a petition, and we went to the American embassy, and we gave our position. We told the ambassador very clearly that in the tone of Donald Trump, Africa is a shithole continent. In the tone of many Western leaders, Africa is a poor continent. Africa is a continent of the poor. And so, we told them in their faces today, and in most of the Western leaders always say, Africa is a continent of the poor. If Africa is a continent of the poor, if Africa is poor as they claim, why did they leave Africa? United States Africa Command, AFRICOM, General Michael, in a Senate hearing that Captain Ibrahim Traoré is using the reserve goal of Burkina Faso to keep himself in power. That is a contradiction and misleading information. And so today, Ibrahim Traoré took power in 2022. But just you go and read the history. Read his activities for 2022 up to now. The first thing that Ibrahim did, Ibrahim said to his ministers that you know what? We do not need this huge allotment when the rest of the people are still suffering. And so he cut down the people's salary by 30%. Ministers and all the lawmakers in Burkina Faso. He cut down their salaries by 30% and increased civil servant salary by 30%. Now, how does money circulate in the economy? If you want money to circulate in the economy, pay civil servant good money. All African countries, we say to the people of the world that gone are those days where you use us against our great leaders. The day they say nonsense to Patrice Emery Lumumba of Congo, the one you call Dr. Congo. They tell that to Muammar Gaddafi of Libya. Today the people of Libya are suffering. They did that to Thomas Asadowi Nwai Sankara. They killed our leaders, our great leaders, on no basis, only because our leaders disagree with them and said, no, this politics is against our people.
Bringing you the issue as it unfolds.
Our Declaration of Independence on July 26, 1847 was a revolutionary act of defiance. Back then, we dared to be sovereign. In fact, our very existence as Africa's first Black republic inspired a race benighted. Lest we forget, our Declaration of Defiance happened nearly a century before independence movements began in earnest across this very continent.
Wake Up Call brings you political, social, economical, developmental, environmental, agriculture, educative, health, and security information on Blaze Radio 90.7 FM from Monday to Friday at 3 a.m. to 6 a.m.
Mr. Speaker, let me say this: it's only the government that the budget is order.
Information denied as premature.
Premature, right? So the budget is authorized. Honor your government.
Your information is premature.
Remember, this time you need to recuse yourself because it is honor your government. Mr. Speaker, at this time you need to recuse yourself. Mr. Speaker, at this time you need to recuse yourself because it is honor your government.
The budget is assist us in having a and the seat.
It's clear from the laws in the Constitution. Unfortunately, when we actually days after, the President Nimo Waka, who so to protect the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, has persisted about the Constitution. He has been perverting and must perverting in the self schools of life and deception. Soldiers in the foreign students of the University of Liberia, sons and daughters of the dejected masses of the Liberian people, and make me to extend to you, in keeping with massacre protocols, to extend to you warm revolutionary greetings from the indomitable revolutionary Bengal Student Education Party, Africa's most persistent, Africa's biggest hub of intelligentsia in the Republic of Liberia.
We have money on either, but we bring money on the back. But anybody bring money to divide it. Now in your interest tomorrow, they will say, I pay for that food. Then you're not here before. Yeah. So they bring the money and you eat it. That's free money, that's stolen money. Because nothing you went hard for, you just get divided like that. You own the money, people get divided. That money, what you work for? Everyone should not be bribing people for vote. You should come and talk to your citizens, explain to them what you would like to do, and then ask them for the vote. If they can't bribe you, tomorrow you will not see you. But the men you so.
We cannot be living here and depending on Indians and Chinese and Taiwanese to feed us. And then we want to control the price. It's not possible. So we have to get to the soil. We have to start teaching our children to diversify what we eat. You go to other countries around here, they don't worry about rice price because they eat cassava a lot. They eat it in a different way. They eat it with food, they eat it with bamboo, they eat it with different corn and different things they eat. But for us in Liberia, the culture that if we don't eat rice, we are not eating.
Reconciliation is okay. Prosecution is foolishness. You know what? Why did they do TRC? Why did they do TRC after that South Africa? I was not in Ghana. They went to Ghana and the international community put before Liberia, War Crime Code, and TRC. And they threw TRC. So why do you want TRC to metamorphose into War Crime Code?
You all have decided, made a conscious choice to step forward in these trying times to provide support for your different communities. It is an honor. Providing the service of protection means the world. And what you're doing today is a contribution towards the advancement and the development of this nation. And history will remember you very kindly.
We argue and counter-argue to find remedy in our society. Join your presenter, Achise Bonyele, on Wake Up Call from Monday to Friday at 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. on Blaze Radio 90.7 FM for the information you can use as tools. Bringing you the issue as it unfolds.
Our Declaration of Independence.
Let me say the very pleasant good morning and welcome to Blaze Radio 90.7. This is the Wake Up Call on Blaze Radio, your early morning breakfast show that serves you breakfast in bed every morning from Monday to Friday. So there's a pleasure to welcome you on this Thursday morning. Happen to be the 22nd of May, AD 2025. It's a pleasure to welcome you. This fascinating, the most informative edition of the program Wake Up Call on the Blaze Communications Network. My name is Achise Bonyele. I'm your host as usual. It's good being here. This is the official signatory tune to this program. And so you are asked to invite someone to listen along as you increase the volume of your radio. Good morning to our people. Maserati County, the electoral 17 districts. Good morning to the 15th political subdivision of Liberia. What a wonderful way to say good morning this morning. Oh, yes, this is the song or instrumental that introduces this program, Wake Up Call on Blaze Radio 90.7. And with your presenter, Archie Sebob. You know, we're here this morning, as usual, to bring you programs of information, education, and, of course, a little entertainment attached. And it's going to be a fascinating one this early morning. The time is just 11 minutes up to 4 a.m. And as usual, we have committed ourselves to bringing you this program because we know you are listening. You always pay your keen attention to this program, and therefore we have also made it our duty to attach our all into it. That's why we woke up every morning at about this time to be here and providing you these informations. So it's good to be here. What are we looking at this morning? We will be going to electoral district number 6, Bond County, where Liz, in collaboration with the representative member, Bridge Mensa, has done a developmental project. Somebody ought to ask, why are you talking about project and laughing? You know, sometimes when I say the people you elect, they always see you as a fun box. They see you to be jokers. You won't believe that. But we will go into that this morning. So we will be going to district number 6. And the Alternative National Congress, the ANC, has suspended some of its members, including representative of district number 2, Nimba County, Nyagase Flomo. He was also suspended, and we will talk about that as well. And to just inform you, the former First Lady of the Republic of Liberia, Madam Nancy Doe, has passed out. And there was an alleged attempt coup in Africa Coast yesterday evening. And how is the situation? We're going to throw a bit light on that as well. But we are told that Khan seems to be restored in that part of Africa, particularly West Africa. And we will be talking about that this morning. And on the other hand, we will also be looking at the Ambrose man. The Ambrose man has promised a strong decision against the Ministry of Justice. So we will be looking at that as well this morning. Those are talking points we outlined for you. We will be looking at them one at the time to bring you these credible information as we strive to provide you all necessary information you so love to hear. And it's a pleasure to welcome you to this program, the Wake Up Call on Blaze Radio 90.7 megahertz, as we are located up the bus standing point in Rehab. You are welcome to do business with us. We have a very wide coverage, something we are not breaking off. So you are welcome at any time to do business with Blaze FM. And I'm a presenter, Achise Bob Yene, and I will always be your presenter. And like I said the other day, our panelists are being engaged these days. So you always find them one at a time coming some days. But we have to keep the ball rolling because this is what we love doing the best. Uh, and and we will also throw like look, this is very important. The proliferation of many talk shows by government officials had drawn the attention, the significant attention of the public. So we will also throw light on that. Uh, we will throw light on that here this morning. It's also pathetic. It's very much pathetic. We need to talk about that. We need to talk about that because if we done, things will be going the other way around in Liberia, because you cannot have government officials who's supposed to be thinking about the functionalities of government, and they have become journalists of themselves. When you have the state radio, you have other media institutions who they need to be doing business with for its improvement, but rather choose to do what the media are supposed to do on their own. We need to talk about that. It is very, very necessary. It's very necessary. So we will talk about that this morning as well. And it's very important that we bring this discussion to you because our country, Liberia, I don't know what is the trend Liberia is taking now. I don't understand the trend Liberia is taking. So firstly, we will bring you a little information about the death of the former First Lady, Madam Nancy Doe. So last evening we received a news of the former First Lady, death news of the former First Lady, Madam Nancy Doe, the widow of the late President Samuel Kyan Doe, has also passed on. And according to sources, including family members, confirmed her death on Tuesday. So she actually died Tuesday, and the information surfaced last evening. So Madame Doe was First Lady from 1980 to 1990, during the presidency of her husband Samuel Kyan Doe, who came to power as a military coup. And it is so sad. And on the other hand, you also have things happening in this country. Things really happening in this country. You know, two correction officers, they have been formally charged for alleged attempting to smoking drugs or contraband into the Liberian prison facilities. You know, how can a clearing officer who's supposed to be one of the law enforcers, will be there smoking drugs into prison facilities is Liberia is becoming something else. It's actually becoming something else. So if Liberians cannot stand very tall to these, uh, to be told, you won't understand where Liberia will land in coming time. It's serious. It's serious. It's very, very serious. How a correction officer in the judiciary system, they're aiding and bailing criminals. Why will you transport or smoke drugs in the prison compounds? So the problem we have in Liberia, like I continue to say, I don't see it settling soon because we Liberians, we are deeply involved. We are deeply involved. Every day we sit on the radio, talk about, we speak against drugs, the impact, the effect on the community and young people. And yet people are not condescending. They are not learning. They are not getting the information. In fact, they behave as though they are not seeing how Liberia is going and how the children, the young people, the future of this country is being led. So sometimes it beats my imagination. It beats my imagination at times to see people behaving as such. Wait, is it that you need money? Is it that what government is paying you is less? If you feel it's less and you can continue your services to the country, then you resign, you say to your house, do what you can do. But do not use the uniform, the government uniform, the Liberian flag, to continue to go against or disenfranchise other people. In fact, you don't have a plan for this generation. So I believe you want to damage them. You want to damage them because of your own selfish and greedy interests. And this will not august us well. It won't. It won't. Why will you be there smoking drugs into prison facilities? And I think those officers involved need to fix the full weight of the law. They need to face the full weight of the law so that I think to some extent, I will, come to understand what Representative Prince Tool said the other day should be implemented. That his colleagues should attach a death penalty. Should attach a death penalty to the issue of drugs. And I think it's necessary. Because people see that as the only means of hustle now, forgetting to know that it is damaging the fabric of our society. It is gradually damaging the fabric of our society. But we will leave it as it is. We will leave it as it is. And if you just join it, this is Wake Up Call on Blaze Radio 90.7 here in Painesville, outside of Monrovia in Mercer County. And the next thing is that our next point is, like I said, the proliferation of talk shows in this country. You won't believe it. So if Liberians cannot stand tall to this in coming days or weeks, all of the ministries and agency will have each media talk shows on its own. And you know what would that be? It will hamper and undermine the operation of the media. Because mind you, the intent of these talk shows are politically motivated, within the intended to undermine the operation and functions of the media. Because if the government continue to fail the people of Liberia, if the media is reporting and you have a certain group of people going about having their talk shows look, there are a lot in this country that senators, representatives, ministers, directors should be thinking about how to improve Liberia. This is the only country that I've seen people will still be in government, they will still be in ruling government, but they are angry every day at hearing her citizens. You know, one of the callers said it the other day, I took that for fun. The guy said, I pray maybe you call this morning again. The guy said, as part of the TOR of government officials under this regime has his Facebook post that on a daily basis, ministers and directors have to post a Facebook post honoring the government and praising the government, or make sure they go in defense of the government and honor people posts and everywhere in the social media. And it's belittling. It's belittling. It's demeaning. It's very shameful and disgraceful that as a minister that is being paid with the country people money would abandon his or her job only to be on social media, the, uh, focusing how to defend government. Look, you don't have to defend government. You don't. If the government does well, the citizens themselves will see it. The citizen will see it. But not because few handful of people have the opportunity and at the hand of power enjoying the national cake, seeing it as an elephant meat, disbursing them among themselves, milking the resources of the country, and you feel all is well for the Liberian people. No. And you feel all is well for the Liberian people. That means you are witchcraft and wazer to your people, some of which was elected. And those who are appointed, it is because they elected the president. That's why he has the power and the authority to appoint you. So you cannot serve as witchcrafts and wazer to the people who stood in the rain and sun to elect you, elect the president and appoint you. You feel that it is your right. No, it is not your right. It is just a privilege given you because every Liberian cannot be appointed in the public offices at the same time. But you are misusing the opportunity. Look, you have the state radio. Do you know most of the net time programs at the state radio is being called up down only because of what they call class reload and what have you? Do you know that? Look, you have the state radio that should be propagating information of the government. You have the Ministry of Information. What are they there for? But yet, you have what I showed me class. So in the opposition community, you have the in the opposition community, you have the closing argument. You have the closing argument, and what is the other show name? Then in the ruling party, you have class reloaded, and those are shows that they started with doing political time, and today they have gained the attention of the Liberian people, yet they have failed to do what the Liberian people need. But they rather go sit on Facebook, making fools out of the Liberian people, and they say they are doing job. Senator Abraham Darius Dado, of all people, who seems to have failed the people of Moserado County, after all of the trust and confidence that was reposted in him. You saw how angry Liberians were when they elected you over CDC candidate, because CDC failed them, but then they feel that they felt they could not elect a CDC senator in Thomas Fala. They could not elect a CDC officer or senator in what her name? I'll call her name. And so they elected you. They stood in the ring and so on. You came on the false pretense to be a light. And these days, the light has gone under the covert. The light has become a candle light. The light has become dull and is going. In fact, how am I not even sure that the light has gone off? When you sat there and the dinner of all person who used to be on radio, on Facebook every now and then a great thing the CDC administration, even though he was a senator. You sat there, the Constitution of Liberia was being violated, and you supported it as a senator. You sat there, executive governor in the street, you supported it as a senator, only to come say, one big former president we are, because the private jet issue. Talking about that's complete insensitive. It makes no sense. It has no level of understanding into it. You as a senator, the people of Moserado expect better from you. But hey, your leaders have become a serious disgrace to this country. You go say now on Facebook every day only to defend government when the government is doing nothing for the people. You think if the government is doing something for the people, they will not see it? They will see it. And stop lying to the people. Look, I always say, in fact, I have said this hundreds of times on the radio. The electors, you will not always understand why you elect the wrong people. And the reason is very simple. One, if you just decide to say, look, no matter how many lapa you bring, you from the day you were born, you can buy lapa for yourself. Even though the country is hard, you can buy lapa for yourself. You can buy t-shirt. You know how many young people wearing t-shirt like worth $10 US, $15 US, $20 US across Liberia around here? But yet, when election time comes, you want to wear one senator t-shirt, while the t-shirt that is being sold for $500 in Waterside and Red Light. When they print it and bring it to you, bring you lapa, you in the rain and some for them, and you don't care to listen to the message. It behooves my imagination that you will invite a candidate who wants to be elected by you, the citizen, to, for example, a debate. He or she will sit there and say, look, debate not anything, again help. How would they explain their manifestos to you? And so that you can understand, look, in election, there are too many ways to determine who is a better leader. And you need to do that. Force them to come to debate. Let them lay out their developmental agendas. What are they bringing on board? By that, you can judge them by it. Look, you can hold them by their word. Even if they are elected and they are not fulfilling what they promise, you can hold them responsible. But somebody was saying, I gotta go to debate and force, debate about election. Yes, it's because even they don't attend debate to tell you, somebody can even tell you what they will do when you elect them, but yet you elect them. So that's why they continue to play fools out of you. They will continue to do that. And when they take what belongs to you, they bring the crumbs, you hail them. You see them as heaven sent. You see them as the best person for you. And that's not truth. That's not truth. They don't mean well for you. They don't. So at the end result, you said, I saw some people comparing viewership, comparing Spoon View, Spoon TV View to closing, not closing argument, sorry, but to Class Reloaded View, XYZ. They seen Spoon TV that made this government. You find the very people that criticizing it today. That's how they do the media. If you, a minister, become a PR for yourself, what becomes of the person who went to school, did a media studies, learn how to be PR? How will you give him job? In fact, the ministry has its PR office and officers, but yet the ministers themselves, the directors themselves become the Facebook poster every day. And there you post anything small now against one ministry, you see what will happen. The minister, to the extent that executive marshal herself can respond to people's Facebook posts. That's shameful. It's demeaning. That's shameful and demeaning. These things, when we say in it, look, I always told people, you don't love Liberia more than me sitting here today. You don't. You don't love Liberia more than I do. It is because we are striving to see the best for this country. And that's why you see we devote our time every morning, every evening, every afternoon to providing information. These things are happening. But we will leave you, Ellis. You'll continue to be talk show host for yourself. You'll continue to be. I'm blaming you people. I blame Mark Zuckerberg that brought Facebook. I blame Mark Zuckerberg. He brought Facebook so he make it accessible to everyone. Instead of you thinking, laying out your agendas for your community, for your ministries, for your county, for your district, you there, you want to be talk show host. See Daryl they don't see Mo Ali there, Cornelius Crow there. See, look, you people are serious disgrace to our country. You don't mean well for this country. Sorry if I harsh, if you see a harsh, but I meant the word I say. The leaders, you're not amen. Let's leave it. It's okay. This is Liberia. Sometimes I feel so sad, when I see my country going wayward. My country going wayward. I feel so sad that Liberia will be going wayward. It's so sad. But again, we can regain the conscience of our country if you Liberians willing to do so. If you willing to do, you can do it. You can do it. If you're willing to do it, you can do it. So don't allow these people who don't mean well for this country to continue to fool you, lie to you, use you, and at the end, abuse the opportunity you give them. You understand? Please don't. Please. So we will move on. We will move on to our next point of focus. And the ANC, has Yeah, yeah. Uh, so I don't know. This is an animal tester. The person asking when you talk good about government. I always speaking good about government because you the government. You the labyrinth people. You the government. So if you think I'm not talking in your interest, sorry to say, I'm not coercing you to, oh my man, listen to my show or aunt, listen to my show. No. So if you feel it's one sided, you tend to the two sided. It's not any problem. Sorry to say that if you hear it anyway, but I don't have problem with you on that. So you the labyrinth people, you the government. If you don't know, you are the government. If the government does well, we will say it. If the government does well, we will say it. We will. So it's because you, the government, your life is not going well. That's why we choose to say it. So you asking me a question why I can't talk good about the government. Why would I talk good of the government when you have ministers doing my job that are supposed to do information that we're supposed to bring to you to be able to bring value to us as media people? You have people there going on social media and diluting it, making you believe that what we say is nonsense. How? No, tell me. It's so much shameful and disgraceful sometimes, man. So, but we can blame people for that. Let's bring you this, like we said. Let's bring you this. The ANC, like we said, suspended few of its members, and let me bring you this from the AMC. So on yesterday, ANC suspends Representatives Anthony Williams, Nathaniel Bowie, and Nya Flomo, along with the National Vice Chair for Finance and Investment, Mr. Phoebe Herons, for 6 months. The secretariat of the Alternative National Congress, ANC, which is to inform the public and all partisans that Representatives Anthony Williams, Nathaniel Bowie, and Nya Flomo, along with Mr. Phoebe Harris, Heron, National Vice Chair for Finance and Investment, have been officially suspended from the party for a period of 6 months. This decision was reached in accordance with Article 24, Section 5, and Article 26 of the ANC Constitution, which guide disciplinary actions and uphold the standards of accountability within the party. On Tuesday, May 20, 2025, a duly convened meeting of the ANC's Executive Committee was held at the party's national headquarters. In line with the constitutional procedures, the decision to suspend the lawmakers was made by the two-thirds majority vote of the Executive Committee members present. Representatives William, Bowie, and Flomo failed to honor an official invitation extended to them to appear before the party's investigative panel. The panel was constituted to examine the conduct during the recent impasse in the House of Representatives, during which they acted in clear contravention of the party's stated position and directives. The ANC views their actions as a serious violation of the party discipline, unity, and democratic values. No individuals, regardless of your position, is above the party's rules and constitution. The suspension of the full partisans takes effective immediately and will last until November 20, 2025, during which time Representatives William Bowie and Flombo are barred from participating in all ANC activities, both at the national and local levels. The ANC reaffirms its commitment to upholding democratic governance, transparency, and accountability within its ranks. Signed, National Secretariat, Alternative National Youth Congress, and it says Liberia first. You know, this is their party affair, so I will not dive into that much. It's up to them. But people who came from nowhere, when certain people mail you and you start to turn back on them and feel that you are up to it, you have reached the peak of life and this and XYZ, then that means you're being ungrateful and everything you were thinking for is a pretense and because of your own interests. I can remember vividly during the very election, those people named were elected on the tickets of the ANC. You understand? On the tickets of the ANC. And today, you have them leaving the ANC's mandate after all of the strife for political power, and they were awarded through the help of the political party. This is what they do to you, the electors. And that's why I was saying the other day, people say, why ability have to take his other machine from SYZ district and other thing. Look, to every kindness deserve another. If you choose to be good to somebody, or somebody chooses to be good to you, one way or the other, you have to return the same kindness extended to you. Don't be like a gravesite where you only accept good, and you don't give. Then you want somebody to like you for that. But like I said, it's a political prerogative, and they can discuss that at their party's level. We have no fish to fry in that. We just thought to hint you on the information. But July 17th is coming. July 17th is coming. We will need to talk about the July 17th tomorrow on the weekend, or probably we have to see Mo Ali so that we can talk about that. So that's the issue about the ANC. Now, here is our main focus. Sometimes people say, why you laugh? Look, let me display this on the screen for those of you watching. For those of you watching, let me display this on the screen. People can make fun out of the Labyrinth people. Yes. People can make fun out of the Labyrinth people. Bon County District number 6 representative, Mema Bridge Mensa. The Lele, hey man. The Lele went on to do a $20,000 project. A $20,000 project. Look, those of you watching and have the opportunity to view us, this is a $20,000 project. The internet is loading down on the screen. You will soon see it. A $20,000 project. This, I don't know, is a Palawa hot or why it is. This is a $20,000 project. And this project was constructed by LACE. By LACE, the Labyrinth Community Empowerment. LACE did this project. Let me read, first of all, what the director for Lamo and Panot wrote, and the office came to rebut that statement. Amen. Let me read this. Let me read this from Eddie. You know, the director for NAMO, the people go around, they go about checkmating projects. They go about checkmating projects of lawmakers, promises made from lawmakers. This is what he wrote about a day ago. He said, while residents of Salala district are seeking assistance to renovate and improve their public facilities, including health and education, representative of the district, Mema Bridge Mesa, selected this joke as a development project under the legislative project and constructed by the Liberia Agency for Community Empowerment, LACE. And this is the project. This on the screen is the project. A $20,000 project. I don't know, it's a Palawa hot. That, you know, that it is, I imagine this to be like a, you know, when you're ready and you bury it, decide to build a little hut over it, maybe for the sun, for resting, to get in shade. That's how it is. It cannot even host good 20 person. This cannot host good 20 person. But yet they say $20,000. Look, this project needs to be challenged by the district citizens. When I was a student council president, Palawa Hall I built that were way more decent than this, cannot even reach $5,000 before we talk about $20,000. A Palawa hut. This is just a hut. But you know, at times we don't blame these people. We don't blame them. Like I always said, we don't. But let me read what the district office wrote, what the representative wrote, the office of the representative, what she wrote in response to Eddie's statement. So they says official response to misinformation posted by Mr. Eddie D. Jawuro of NAMO. As an office, our attention has been drawn to the recent Facebook post made by Mr. Eddie D. Jawuro, Executive Director of NAMO, alleging that the legislative project implemented in Salala District is a joke. We found this statement to be deeply misleading, irresponsible, and damaging, not just to the efforts of our office, but to the principles of factual advocacy and public accountability. First and foremost, The project highlighted by Mr. Jawulu represents only a small fraction of the entire scope of the legislative initiative currently ongoing within the district. Unfortunately, his post deliberately omitted key details and current updates, despite the fact that these projects are public and verifiable. Our office has made communication to the Liberia Agency for Community Empowerment lists and remains actively engaged in monitoring these developments. Uh, as head of NAMO, and an institution meant to promote democratic governance, civil education, and public accountability, we expect Mr. Jawulu to act with neutrality, uh, professionalism, and respect for truth. Sadly, his post reflects the the opposite of the mandate he claims to uphold. Instead of educating and empowering, Mr. Jawulu restored has resolved to spreading misinformation and politically charged narrative, which not only weakens public trust but also sets a poor example for junior staff and aspiring civil leaders under his watch. The office of Representative Merman Bridge Mensa has always been and continuing to be open to providing information regarding any and all legislative projects. This public, the media, civil society organization, and institutions are welcome at any time to seek clarity and to remain ready and willing to present documentation, pictures, and updates to every development initiative carried out through our office. We welcome inquiries, not assumption. It is dangerous to draw conclusion without facts, and we urge anyone, especially public sorry, let me see this. Uh, I'm going to complete that I was reading. So, okay. So that's the information from the office of the representative Mema Bridge Mesa. You know, NAMO, the director of NAMO is one person who is involved in checkmating the functions of government officials, lawmakers. But to be told, a 20,000 is a huge money. That somebody will pay this and call it a project. A lawmaker will build this and call it a project. Amen. A hut that even the studio has set in Corona is way bigger than. A hut that a room is way bigger than. But yet, oh God. We don't always blame people. We don't always, and I always say this, we will not blame them because you, the citizen, refuse to put their feet on fire. So you see this as an achievement for them, not even knowing that you deserve more better than this. How will a district lawmaker, amen, Bon County people, you have to checkmate your leaders. You don't mind if other county fail to do it, do it. Go after your leaders' track records. Go after them. Make them understand that look, your functions. Look, this is a legislative project. Liz supposed to do a better job, and that's why you, the lawmaker, need to checkmate them. You need to check on them because this is government money. The money not from your pocket. But some of them will go and connive with Liz when the money comes, disperse it among themselves, and the remaining one to do substandard projects for the community. And at the end, it can't even last. How will you do something like this and you call that a legislative project? You call that a project for which budget was allocated for from the people's district funds. The legislative project is so sad. It's very, very sad that somebody will be 1 per hour hot. That is now equivalent to even a 10 by 10 room. Looking at this, not even a 10 by 10 room. No. It's not even. Because a 10 by 10 room is almost like a kitchen. In fact, it's almost like a kitchen or storeroom. How many person can sit under this? This was the same thing, Taiwan where they say, I know which of the market he built, and people were saying they want to kind of justify. I know they will always come to justify because they want to justify their actions. But when he's saying it, other people got reason to mock you because they have the opportunity to sit to the houses and you open your radio, they listen to it. Look, this country deserves better from the leaders. This country deserves way much better than what it's receiving now. I have seen come to the conclusion to know that the leaders are becoming, laissez-faire and very insensitive to the Labrador people's plight. But again, the decision lies within the Labrador people. How can a lawmaker, for Christ's sake, do this? You call this a project? You still call this a project? For crying out loud, man. Well, those of you just joining us, this is Wake Up Call on Blaze Radio. My name is Archie Sebob Yene, and this is what we have committed ourselves to doing for you. We have to inform you on happiness, on how Liberia is going. Like, no matter how someone feel, no matter how someone thinks about that, but hey, look, we need to, and we will continue to do it. So we will continue to, and it's necessary that we do. Our next and final talking point will be the Ambrose men. So let me play this audio from the Ambrose men, and we will come back to you to, we'll come back to you right after the statement. Let me play this from the ombudsman. Oh, okay. So it's so sad that our country will be going this way. But let me play this. This is what the ombudsman has to say.
The Ministry of Justice was in blatant violation of the Code of Conduct when the Kakata prison facility wrongly used a government vehicle that was assigned to that entity to be used for image. That vehicle was being used to take them to funerals if there's a reason to do that. Take them for family visit in the court with a ladder. The vehicle had been used on 2 occasions. And one of the occasions, our monitor actually was there. The deputy superintendent of that office communicated to the superintendent of the Monroe Central Prison and said, we have some charcoal that we have here at the Kakata Central Prison. We do not use charcoal, we use wood because of the rock. We'd like to have this charcoal transported to the Monroe Central Prison for use. Good initiative. The Monroe Central Prison has a pickup truck for operation that should be used for that. But they did not use that pickup truck. Instead, they decided to use the vehicles that were actually intended for image. They stocked the coal in there, at least 52 bags of coal that get in the seat of that vehicle. The driver was driving in a way that actually was in contravention of our vehicle and traffic. We had our monitor had a meeting and they actually accordingly apologized. The Office of the Ombudsman is having a communication that's going to be sent to the ministers and the appropriate sanctions will be levied against the minister and those who are actually misuse the government vehicle. Talking about that, the Ministry of Justice was in blatant violation.
So it's good. You listen to the head of the ombudsman. This, I would have said, is a great step only if they meant what they say. But let me read this. The office of the ombudsman has disclosed its commitment to impose sanction on Justice Minister Oswald Toy. Justice Minister and Attorney General Oswald Toy and his associates are being accused of misusing the government vehicle, the government as a registered vehicle to transport over 50 bags of charcoal on 2 separate occasions. Accordingly, the vehicle purposely intended for transportation of inmates to prison, hospitals, and funerals was misused to transport charcoal, leaving the seats and interior filthy, uncovered during a routine monitoring exercise conducted by the ombudsman. The office of the ombudsman says the justice minister's action is clear violation of the code of conduct, indicating the minister and persons concerned will be sent formal communication alarming them of breaches. Councillor Finley Kanga is, however, urging the general public to respect the act of violation of the code of conduct by officials of government for further action to report. So, look, this is what we continue to see. Somebody, sometimes, it's always funny. That's why I always laugh. It's always funny because somebody will hear this, but yet they say you can criticize government. In fact, not just the justice minister. If the ambushment is very serious, they will get in the street even by 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Let's assume 7 o'clock is still early. Maybe somebody coming from work, traffic hold you. But 10 o'clock, you find people, directors. Director them and saying in the same net club that they get government vehicle, GSA vehicle, assistant ministers, and myself. We now go to the same net club and they get government vehicle in net club around 10, 11, 12, and they stay out. Are you on government function? No. No. Why will you use a vehicle that is intended to transport prisoners? Maybe when the prisoner is sick, they take you to the hospital in that vehicle. When you got your family engagement, the funeral, that the law gives you the right to attend, the prison compound has to use that to take you there. And it's supposed to be used for the functions of the prison compound, but it's rather being used to haul charcoal only for the best interest of people who feel that they're doing well for this country. You haul charcoal in it, you damage it, it's now a truck. You use this small vehicle to put about 50 bags of charcoal and you damaging it. And at the end, if the vehicle spoil, you say, oh, the government won't provide vehicle. Government not provide vehicle to transport. We challenge, because like what I can say, we challenge, mobility challenge, logistical challenge. Are you kidding me? But yet, you haul charcoal into it. No, partisans, you're not seeing that one to be bad. When we talk here, you say, oh, you're not like the government. How sensible could that be that you use a vehicle that belongs to the entity, the institution, the government institution, your private and personal use to transport coal for yourself? What sense does that make? What sense it make? But yet, we look at it and people say, no, don't say it. The ambushment, yes, it's a great step that you want to inform the Minister of Justice for sanction. For sanction. Can you sanction the Minister of Justice? No. Though you have the authority to do it, but will it materialize? No. Though it is your responsibility, it falls under your purview. Will the executive listen to you, the president way? Could that work? Is it possible? That's the possibility we're looking at. When the same ombudsman sat here, Mo Ali, Amos Toe, and including others, government officials, took the vehicles of the LPRC, the vehicles of the water and sewer. They went to Ganta, Nema County on the farms of the vice president to endorse a candidate for the Unity Party in the just ended senatorial by-election using government vehicle. The only argument they could bring here was it was on the weekend, but they used government vehicle. They are government officials, appointed government officials. They violated this very code of conduct. But yet, the ombudsman did not see that. Even though the CMC political party formally wrote a complaint to the ombudsman regarding that, what have been the involvement? If you want to run judgment and decision, don't be partial. Let your decision be impartial, that people will see the fairness in you. The ombudsman said, vividly I can recall that day I attended that press conference at Mika, and I asked this very Fine Kanga that if people fail to do what you say, what becomes of the action? He could not say anything better because he knows that even though he get a position on his head, but He's not functioning. You have people who still in government position, but they are still holding their party position. But yet you say ombudsman is against that. How do we believe that? Amos Toe, Patrick Honda, Mo Ali, those are people who still. Amos Toe, I think he's the youth. I don't know what secretary or what. Yes, still hold government position. You are a government appointee, but you still working in your political party and still paying that loyalty, even though the ombudsman is against that, but they are not taking action. The many at the president come and say the judge say, "Look, let me put my lay 50 bag of coal and transport it." People say, we got to be serious. Sometimes it sounds funny, but it's serious. How? Are you afraid? You afraid of Luther happening? Are you afraid? You're afraid of the Unity Party to tell them that, look, what your government is doing is not right. If the ombudsman take decision they need to work on, look, the violation of this code of conduct is too much. It's too much. It's too much. They say the code of conduct say all government appointees stay away from politics. Involve yourself from political activities. But go on social media, some of them post. So they're using government vehicles. I can recall during the senatorial election recently, the vice president said the president's mandate. So he said he will carry all of his directors and ministers that are from NEMA to go there and run campaign, and that's what happened. They carried a private car. In fact, someone that came to the position, they did not even have a motorbike, but today they have vehicles at the expense of the Liberian people and they are misusing it. Look, this is serious. If you want to believe it, go Sunny Bar. Go to other nightclubs around here. See it for yourself. Even it is 12 o'clock, you still have government vehicle outside. People still using it for their private use. Some of them, their girlfriend, they can be inside. They take it, they carry on pledge. Some of them, they gave the government vehicles to their husbands to use it on their private activities. Amen. We have seen them. We continue to see it. But we're saying that people say we're stupid. We know what we're saying. We don't let government. So if the ombudsman want to work, it's a good footing. It's a good footing. Let's wait and see the sanction. What becomes of its outcome? Let's wait and see the sanction. How would that work? Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Let's wait. And those are things, the saddening part of it is that the very people who used to be running propaganda all over the place are the same people still doing the same thing today. Then what was the essence of you running cheap propagandas? When you are still doing the very thing you ran the propagandas for. Look, trust me, a Liberia must be better. Even you take everybody from Kenya in America, they will still carry the same attitude there. Yes. Look, the executive continue to undermine a certain organization that have the legal function or the legal responsibility to take a certain action, like the ombudsman. Like the ombudsman. The ombudsman came out with that statement. It released that, look, it's not necessary that you be, for example, Archie, like chairman for the Archie political party, then he still hold government position. Look, one person cannot pay loyalty to two space at the same time. You can't be having your loyalty to your party and paying loyalty to the country. It won't work. In fact, it won't. When I saw Minister Kuro, the labor minister, attending a press conference of the Unity Party when I saw some directors assisting deputies going to a political party press conference only to cause Joy Howard Taylor because she say if the president not do well, if the president need peace, everything lies in your hand. They say the woman want to bring chaos. They went there, ministers, directors. That day, Minister Kuro spoke. What has the ombudsman said concerning this? Or your activities is being partial? We got to be serious. We got to be serious, but it's to the Labyrinth people. You're seeing it. It's to the Labyrinth people. Look. The too much conflict of interest in this government, the nepotism, the favoritism, they are all corruption. Corruption not only about stealing money and putting it in your pocket. Your act can be corrupt. But again, this is Liberia, and we will hold it as it is. We gave you the time to call and give your opinion on some of these issues because it's about Liberia. It's so shameful. You get one minister carrying government vehicle to nightclub. So we talk about a lot. We talk about the district number 6 representative Mema Bridge Mensah's project. We talk about the ANC. Government officials doing their own talk show, that one part of the business. We don't have much time for that. So this is the ombudsman. People using government vehicle that belongs to the prison compound but transporting coal for their personal use. At this point, folks, if you're just joining us, this is Wake Up Call. The time is now 5 a.m. And at this point, we accept your calls. We give you a whole hour to make your input. Call us if you have anything to say regarding all of what we said this morning on all of the various talking points. 0777 907 907, 0777 907 907, 0887 111 107, 0887 111 107, and the WhatsApp number +231 888 577750. The female line 778-075616. Good morning. Good morning. Please, sorry, just hold on. Good morning.
Yeah, I'm Trinity from Colimon. I'm happy how we are to community.
Go ahead. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm getting you. Okay, we lost that caller. Let's get this person. Good morning. Morning, Rosetta Sankali. How are you?
Fine. Let me appreciate you for your talking point. Yeah. Like when you spoke about the ombudsman, Mr. Answer 12 who people seen when he was appointed by the commissioner, people said yes, the president had made the best of God knowing his standard on the campus of the university. But when the Supreme Court ruled the first time, it was the very Minister of Justice that interpreted the Supreme Court ruling with also knowing that what he was interpreting was not right, but he started to play politics on the country. The country is because of President Boga. And today, you're using the vehicle to poke charcoal in there to bring it. Yesterday, you criticized the CDC government, and other ministers did that. And today, you're working the same path more than the path we did. So where our country having? Thank you for the privilege they me.
Thank you. 0777 907 907 887 111 107, and the female line 778-075616. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning. What is your name?
Hello.
I'm getting you. What is your name?
Hello.
I'm getting you. Hello. Oh God, I don't know what is going on. 077790797. Good morning. Good morning. Wow.
Good morning.
Morning. What is your name and where you call from?
You know what I'm calling?
Go ahead.
No, tell you about this one. I got work for 29, yeah.
Yeah, you see? That was for 2020. But maybe it's all a point. People understand what you say. I don't understand what you said, Jenna. 077790797. 077790797. Good morning.
Morning, Papa. How are you?
I'm good. What is your name?
Thank you so much for taking up your time, giving your family and beyond the radio at this time. This is James. You mentioned somebody use a government car and put fire code in it. You know, I normally monitor you at this time of the night. I can remember, maybe you will say, I can remember there was a time a car was arrested from Owolosa with marijuana in it. You know that story?
I think I've heard, but I can't. Maybe I've
A
heard.
government car, and it was at the time it was Triple S.
Okay.
They brought drugs from the border. Yeah, you know, your morning show is good, but honestly speaking, I have not monitored you for you to say, well, in the period of 1 year, 5 months, this government have done this good thing. Always on the opposite side. If you were here now, you get a car. Maybe you come for Sierra Leone. You get a sound car where you come for Sierra Leone, you come for somewhere for your villages coming, and you are going home. You meet cool on the road. We now buy cool and put cool on the road.
So is
put
that the
cool in
Eastern?
that car and bring it into your house.
Is
Will you
that
not do that? You?
Is that the Eastern?
I'm just asking you because
No,
will you not
I'm
do
asking,
it?
is that the Eastern? So you
I
listen to the
I don't know the intent now.
listen.
I will take my time with you.
You listen to the ombudsman. They directed what he said on 2 separate occasions. Not one time, putting more than 50 bag of coal in a car that belongs to the prison compound. And he said he's setting the Eastern or somebody maybe coming from highway, pull out 1 bag of coal in a pickup boy and carrying it. Is that what we're saying?
Well, I don't know why the person put 50 bag of
But
coal in there,
listen,
but
this is the
I want
ombudsman. No,
definitely
listen to the ombudsman. Let me play it. Just listen again. Let me play what he said because I'm not saying this on my own. This is the decision that the ombudsman want to take. Listen to it.
The Minister of Justice was in blatant violation of the code of conduct when the Kakata prison facility wrongly used the government vehicle that was assigned to that entity to be used for image. That vehicle was being used to take them to funerals if there's reason to do that. Take them for family visit in the court with a ladder. Vehicle have been used on 2 occasions. And one of the occasions, our monitor actually was there. The deputy superintendent of that office communicated to the superintendent of the Morocco Central Prison and said, we have some charcoal that we have here at the Kakata Central Prison. We do not use charcoal, we use wood because of the rock. We'd like to have this charcoal transported to the Morocco Central Prison for use. Good initiative. The Morocco Central Prison has a pickup truck for operation that should be used for that. But they did not use that pickup truck.
So I don't know. Hey God, forgive us. Good morning. My own man, you can call back. You can call back maybe to continue the argument. Good morning. What is your name?
Yes, good morning, Achi. Yeah, this is Winston Yande. I don't you from Togo.
Go ahead, Winston.
Yeah, thank you for your show this morning. Actually, I listened to the ambush man that you just played it now. You know, some of those prison compounds they use charcoal. So the only thing the ombudsman needs to do is to investigate as to which direction this charcoal was going.
So like what he said, I don't think maybe you listen to that. He said they have the bigger vehicles that they chuck for operations. You could have used that, but instead parking hello.
No, excuse me.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you said they have the other truck, right?
They have truck for operations. That's why he mentioned that. He mentioned that.
Yeah. Okay, yes. If indeed you needed to transport charcoal, you should have used the other truck, right? Isn't that what you mean?
Yeah, but at least
Yeah.
by that, but you cannot jam pack it in the jeep
Oh,
or
come
the
on, come on,
pickup,
come on.
and you there you spoiling the government vehicles, and at the end you say that
No,
you say no logistic.
no, excuse me. Actually, we need to get something straight here. The charcoal, I thought it was for his personal use, but I have just understood that it was to transport it
No,
to
no,
one of those
they have
people.
not told us whether it was to prison compound or was personal
Okay,
use.
this is
That's what
where
I'm saying.
this
But
is
he
where
said the Eastern
okay,
himself, for example, if you need
yes, yes.
a
I listen to it now. Okay, I think we have to be very clear with this. There is in under no condition that in fact from the Ministry of Justice, the Justice Ministry will transport charcoal for its personal use. And it is not for transporting it to the
Are you
prison.
saying it is not possible?
It is no way. So when
No,
Soya
Mr. I
had me,
disagree. You can say it's not possible. Don't say it's not possible. It's possible it can work. Don't say perhaps we don't know whether it was for him, but don't say it's not possible. It's possible it can work.
as you know, you got to investigate that. Somebody told you that you always on the opposite side. It's not bad
No,
if
we
you are
start,
not on the
I
opposite
don't have
side.
time for that. That which I don't have time for.
Yes.
No, government is
Yeah,
not
it is
paying
not
me now.
bad.
First of all, let's get this straight. They
It
will
is
listen
not
and say,
bad.
no, government is not paying me for that. My
Of course,
station
it is
pays.
not
My
bad.
station pays me, right?
It helps to place the government
no.
to its better
You got
path. So it is
ERBC.
not,
You got ERBC. You got class. How they call class reloaded that they on every day on the Facebook. So I'll be defending government as well. I'm on salary for government to defend government. Should I be defending government?
I will continue to listen to you and make my point because
Oh
you
yeah,
help at least
yeah.
to
So
you help to put out stress. So it is not bad. But
thank you,
however,
Winston.
do are they suspended from ANC? I think it will be recalled. Thank you.
Okay. How is that my business to be promoting government? If the government does well, we will see it. Or the other day when you're I say, oh, the government not put layer in rail, they not put transport layer, or they not do the one you're not saying that a good thing. Look, I cannot do what the information minister is supposed to do to be praising government. That's not my look. We checkmate. That's my responsibility to checkmate the government. So if you feel I'm not supporting, I'm not promoting government, you choose not to listen. It's up to you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Patrick Lubumba.
Yeah, this is Patrick Lubumba calling from Rosa.
Go ahead.
Don't waste your time with these people. Do not waste your energy. People, they don't want to hear any good thing that in the interest of the masses. They will not accept anything you say, that their behavior. These people who get in small correction.
I don't care about that.
Yeah, so don't waste your time with people when they try to checkmate you. You call them up. Nobody will blame you for that. Yeah. Thank you, man.
Thank you, Lubumba. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. What is your name and where you come from?
This is Lauren Bell reporting from Soukune Democrat.
Go ahead.
I take it time to symbolize the library and against your life. Just like that for the holiday.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know take it time to symbolize another time for library politics because people always think they always violate the constitution. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, people will say, dear, look, these days I'll be doing videos and let's see what, and we'll be taking those videos to the ombudsman. Let's see what they will do. You will get ministers. You see government car with plates in the nightclub, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. I know somebody will say the man come from out of town, 12 o'clock, and stop on the road to take one bottle of beer. But yet, people sit there and not say anything. How then? Mo Ali then did the thing here. Usanaya would say, people say, oh, it was on weekend. Is that what the code of conduct says? So it's up to you. That's not my responsibility to be telling you achievements of government. We report that as a news. We got our news occasion and here you listen to it, you listen to what the government can do. But I'm not here to play the role of the information minister. I'm here to checkmate the government's workings, bring you the good and bad. And the one I feel in the labyrinth people is that what I bring. And if you choose to listen, it's cool. I'm not coercing you to do so. 0777907907077 0778 0756 164 the female And the WhatsApp line +231 888 7750 887 is the Dostar number. This is Wake Up Call on Blaze Radio 90.7. So I'm not here to argue. If you call, you make your point. I will just leave you with your point. I'm not here to be arguing with, because if I do, I'll continue to waste my own time. You understand? Somebody is violating the code of conduct. The code of conduct. Good morning.
Good morning.
Please lower your radio, please.
Yeah, good morning, brother.
Morning. What is your name?
Thank you for we listen to you people. Sometimes we feel hard because things we're not supposed to hear that it will hear it. And you are the people that can hear the Google information. Somebody will sit down there and take government vehicle and they use it, and another person coming to defend it. You see, those things, they are not correct. We say we ever our own country, we took it from common people. Those days, South Africa government vehicle park. But now and then, you see government vehicle marked on the GSA parking to a nightclub, and it will be beating AC on what the message are drinking. Now, with somebody, when these people come out to report those things, then they say that foolishness and they put okay. The people come up with a finding that the person said this is what he did. Then another person coming with defending those kind of attitude. You know, the left government that will take over the government, they need to reboot Liberia. I think you know what they call reboot. When your food is maybe
you restarted.
Liberia, yeah, they had to reboot Liberia. That's the only way to make progress.
I wanted to see
Liberia
that.
has lost track.
I wish to see that happen.
It will happen by the grace of God. The new government, if they not do it, they will be worse than the other government here.
Okay.
The new government are in power.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother, for your good work. I hope you continue and don't be deterred with a useless talk.
It's not. It doesn't move me. I'm not even scared of that. So either.
I know. I trust you. Thank you. Continue your good work.
Okay. 07779079070 07779079070 8871107 778075616 the female line. Those are numbers you can call if you're watching us live and want to contribute. The Dostar number +231 888 7750 is our WhatsApp number. Neither do I even think about that. Let's get this person. Good morning. Good morning. Morning. What is your name?
James. Please
lower your radio, sir.
Oh. Okay now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you for the show. The Bible says in the book of Philippians, chapter 3, verse 18 to 19, said they take their God to be their God. If there are people who are only chasing behind their God, they will not say any other good thing about other people here and other things that I was saying yesterday. Look at black people everywhere on the street.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone on the street. Tomorrow Johnson, when you go there, it costs me a lot.
Oh, yeah.
72nd Johnson, you go there, it costs me a lot. So why would people do wrong? Let's forget about praising government or things. They go to praise government. You praise the government do right. I said that, yeah. One of the praises I gave to this government, they say the ordinance. Just the country they were playing. But besides, they say the ordinance. There is nothing in the government I ever do that is correct. That I ever see. So let's be honest. It is not possible that you taxi to put $50 inside, Jeep to put $50 inside, and you say the operation for prison company, and prison company get choked. So let's be honest that particular man that take that car your day for your own personal use. So those are listening to us that are backing. Look, my brother, I was teaching at school before that the principal called me for a daughter to change the grade. We taught water. I told them because I don't want to get embarrassment with them. Those that have problems, I pass everybody. So don't pass, they pass. Everybody be pass. That's how the country like. So I don't know the country problem. When you talk one thing, well, some people have problem, they get vexed, they get angry. Even the police, everyone must matter area. Monday door of writing at that time before. Everyone is about time before using the peace car for writing party. What with their daughter? They put his car up. Why in the call? The police don't go there. They use the police car.
Oh yeah.
So what's the problem when people talk? They get problem with it. So that's not will be my brother.
Thank you.
They get proof for the country, so go away first. Thank you.
Thank you. 777-907-907, 0777907-907, 887-11107 are the numbers to put you through. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
What is your name and where you call from?
Yeah, I'm Charles Cooper. I call from Tuporo.
Go ahead.
Is it my brother, like I said on one of the radio stations, as they left with me, the entire government can go open their own radio station and we carry on the PR spirit. But you see, my brother, someone said they want to tell their own story. So I say, yeah, it is good to tell your own story. But when the story becomes a Sparta story, every day you are telling us a Sparta story, we will want to hear a different spin and story. So government officials think that when they open radio station and become talk show hosts, because that's the United Party is very good at PR. When it comes to PR, they are very good at that. That's why we give them the PR. United Party is strong when it comes to PR. You can take that from them. But this story now has become a Sparta story for the Liberian people. So the Liberian people now want to hear a different story. And you see, my brother, the reality will remain. PR cannot save any government anywhere in the world. What can save government is result. You can go and say all of the sweet talk, but if the people are not living sweet life, what is the difference there? What does that change? If you tell all of the sweet talk and we are living better life, with that change, and the country, our people, remember, the country is difficult. Commodity prices increasing every day. US rate, transportation, people working, they cannot make salary. People are working instead of making salary, their salary are getting rate. So you see, my brother, we are just working in this country, using our energy, we're getting old. Yeah. We don't realize anything.
This is a country where just to provide food in your home becomes an achievement.
Yeah, my brother, I'm a young man when I entered the teaching arena. I've been in the classroom for over 16 years, my brother. I'm over 35. I'm getting old, but someone is telling me I should keep sacrificing for the country. So the one I can get to me, I tell them, I say, we as teachers, we are sacrificing for the country to make the country better. But the politicians are the ones spoiling the country. They are not sacrificing, but they are the ones enjoying the fruit of the country. So we that are sacrificing should be the one enjoying the fruit of the country. Because you can't work. They say no monkey wear baboon truck. The real people that are doing the job in Liberia, they are not enjoying the country. To go work for 2 hours, maybe 15 or 10 days in a month, they make the fast salary. You that work 24 hours, you carry home nothing, but someone is telling keep sacrificing. So what kind of hypocritical issue is that? The only issue of the code of conduct quickly. My brother said that the code of conduct has become cook your conduct. Our leaders most of them have cooked their conduct and they have eaten their conduct. So they don't even care what kind of conduct they exhibit. When your conduct has been cooked, you don't care. You finish eating it ever since. So there's nothing called code of conduct in Liberia, my brother. All that is deception. Our politics is just deceptive, my brother. That's just a reality.
Thank you. Thank you so much. 777-907-907, 87-11107. +231 888-577-7750-778075. 616 the female line. We take this person. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello, morning, sir.
Morning. What is your name?
My name is John Collier. I call from people.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you see, you're trying to educate on the code of conduct. Then what elderly men are here for trying to act like defending something and not even right.
We can blame for that, Chief. The country like that, brother.
But at least for a first young man like you're trying to educate everybody. Then you coming something like you're not even right. All the people around you, you're trying to say, oh, so I want to say the day you want to try to defend people and more alien party on that plan, you want to you right in our studio because in the question is the core condo, you want to you want to you right. Because you can go different low men and that. So they're not helping the Liberian people feeding, they're not even looking at it. But they're making mistakes. They will follow it from there. Thank you very much.
Thank you. This is Wake Up Call on Blaze Radio 90.7. And of course, it is the official voice of the Blaze Communications Network. My name is Archie Sebop Yene, and we're here this morning. Put your calls through after monologue and all of our topics. Bon County District number 6 representative, Leomo Project. She while Namo director have to bring that project up, being a palaver for $20,000. Somebody say, don't talk about this. Oh my God. Like the caller said, the Unity Party is good at a PR. The people already have their PR group. So what benefit would that bring to me? If I can sit here every morning, wanted to say all hail President Barker, all hail. It makes no sense. When the Liberian people are going through hell, and we know that. Look, if you choose to serve your political party, go serve them. Forget about the country's job. Forget about the country's job. Go serve your political party. Good morning.
Yeah, morning.
Morning, what is your name?
Yeah, my name is Joseph Solo calling from Farfar.
Go ahead.
Yeah, brother. Look, as a journalist, you always are a mega press building. You take story from there. Sometimes you gotta be balanced.
Oh, the story do I play from mega press briefing?
Listen,
no, don't tell me what to. You don't tell me how to do my job. So if you know you want to do something, you be like the government. You create your own show and be there. You don't tell me what to do. Don't say, you have to be balanced.
On the mega press briefing, the Andrew Mann story. You were reported, you were there.
And that's why I'm bringing it.
You took the bastard to bring, and you leave the good one there. So, Baba.
Man, thank God for 3-day free call. Really, thank God for 3-day free call. Oh, thank God, at least the ombudsman made a statement to the press briefing. The mega press that the Minister of Information himself heard that. Thank God I was at the mega press briefing, and the Minister of Information, the PR to the government heard that. But they will not tell you it. They will not take action. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
What is your name?
I'm Mother Bono calling from Ria community.
Go ahead.
Yeah, brother, you know some people that will come every Saturday, they choose that are ready to do nothing. So they got to come on radio to defend it because they benefit from what they're doing for the wrong. So you don't mind them when you come on the radio talk, all kind of nyama thing, you don't listen to them because you're not there to defend the truth, they're there to defend what they enjoying.
Okay.
So thank you for the show.
Thank you. Good morning, Pascal.
Yes, the first thing we'll say, when you put people in chair, they're not supposed to speak. They're supposed to do good things. You do good things on one topic, you can stop it. When you feel, then we're supposed to say every day because we put you there to do bad. When your father coming and drinking red light, it's responsibility. When you come from work, part time, bring anything, we sort of asking Papa, what happened? The government was elected by all of us. And now your one government. All of us. On the Bay Road, we'll see the rule. We ain't got to say they're not Bay Road.
He'll be glaring, we'll see.
we ain't got to say the Bay Road. When the back of red press got, all of us will go by it, will know. We got to talk it before you know it, not got. I agree with the other follow. Some of them, it is their parents, the family members doing this. So it will hurt.
Hello, okay. He went off. Perhaps you can call back. 777-907-907. 0887 111 107, and the female line 778 075616. Our WhatsApp number +231 888 7750. So the issue here is, we just have to be tolerant with you. Like I continue to say, this is Liberia. And if we cannot have a new mindset, I think one of the callers said that we have to reboot. We can reboot this country. Sit there, you say you go to Mika, you bring the Bible. Thank God it was to Mika. The minister heard that. It was being played on ERBC. The president will hear it. But if they petition the Minister of Justice for sanction, let's see whether it will work. Let's see. If you continue to violate the rules, the laws of the country, then where are we hailing to? You were here when the Chief Justice was about to give ruling. She said she started begging them again, plenty security. Yeah, Pascal, just continue.
That's the news. The biggest news that is supposed to bring at the first briefing is day 1 year. The government has been such people. All of us seen it already. The government brought shape in the country and the policy everywhere. That one we see the Orion with it. But the one where they may say the justice minister can be session anytime. I want minister not to be session. But he's supposed to be asking for what? Because he interpreted the ruling on the court and he was wrong. I mean, that's our job. Is it good for the law of the country to be disrespected by the president? The official never will go in here. They're not saying there's a worker kill people because the other government, when everybody on the street will say that the government kill him. When something happens to anybody like bro at the time will say that the government kill him. When people dying cow say that they won't win saying that the government kills people. Admitting that these are things that happen. You can't hear, you get there. They want all the government officials and I go one radio station, all of them. Some of them, they generally they asking some of them asking their friend there who in the same government. What kind of stand that one is a big?
Yeah.
Be coming, people asking him.
Then he asking your friend there, your friend asking him.
Asking your friend there, your friend asking him. That one there, that the poor people, where they stand, where the other one mail out, that's sort of talking. That's talking 6 weeks.
I tell you, man. The people don't want check and balance. So like he regularly said, how has that got sense that you will be a minister? I'm minister too, but today I your time to interview me for my own ministry. Then tomorrow will be my time to interview you. So look, you even undermine the Ministry of Information, that is the direct spokesperson of the government. You have, look, man, that's what the ministry calls for press briefing. You go there, explain your workings at the press briefing. But you go there, you say, oh, then they know who is a lawmaker, who's supposed to be, who the people of Montserrat are supposed to be asking, what have you done? They're asking the minister. Oh, no, in fact, don't see that. See how it is. A lawmaker who's supposed to be checkmating, who has the oversight responsibility over a minister, asking the minister, what sense again? What sense? How serious should we take them? But yet don't hail them. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. What is your name?
You. This is the voice of Elijah Nuobuno, and I joined the conversation this morning from station number 6, Montserrat County.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Chief. Sorry for saying this, but we will see more of this until the 6 years can finish. Because when you lie your way to power, trust me, even God himself can get angry with you. and you never do anything tangible. So, of reason, I was even thinking about the particular thing you're discussing. Government ministers that journalists should be asking. You turn yourself to a journalist, and then you are asking your fellow ministers. Trust me, what better thing will you discuss? You only be looking for the good side, and you will not be willing to discuss the bad side of the government. And with that, you will not make any progress because you have to identify your ill before you can do good. So if they continue this way, trust me, we will not get anything better for them. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. I say, Senator, our photo, Senator DeLong, at the end of last evening, he was interviewing. Is that Mo Ali? Okay, Kalinas Kuro, who is a deputy or assistant minister at the Ministry of State, interviewing a minister to interview another minister. Minister, how is the ministry? You know what? It tells you that, in fact, you just insulting the people who elected. You say, oh, they don't y'all elected me. I don't know what y'all doing. In fact, y'all know why y'all elected me. You're not understanding why y'all did. And what you trying to tell the people? But yes, somebody say no. Don't say can't say they only lied. Yeah, they lied. Somebody say, oh, all hail the president, all hail the vice president. When they like bring people suffering. Look, we don't have to say it. The Pascal said, if you do good, good cannot hide. Good is glaring. The good is glaring. And somebody say you go, you bring the Bible. Do you know what is news? Look, if dog bite a human, it's no other news because it's possible dog's supposed to bite him, and we know that it can happen. Yes. But when human being bite the dog, then everybody becomes suspicious. Everybody becomes anxious to know why this happened. It is the opposite. So if for example, you have clearing officers from the Ministry of Justice at magisterial courts, they're smoking drugs. They are smoking drugs. But that one not problem. So it should not be the news. The news should be or hill. I got no meaning in doing these things because my conscience don't set me free if I'm doing that. Good morning.
Yeah, morning.
Please lower your radio a bit. What is your name?
Amos Johnson calling from Monrovia. Hello?
Go ahead, I'm getting you.
Yeah. The Mela Pascal, where we come on the radio and be saying a lot of things. Pascal never
say your own. Just say your own and forget about Pascal brother.
No, Pascal was part of pro defender when they sold the party picker during the campaign time. Since that Pascal get moral to come talk against government. After they finish selling the party
oh God, I don't know. Sorry, you can call back. Please just call back. You can call back. I wanted to ask you a question. Has Pascal become the topic? No. Pascal, just make his point. You can make your point. Please call back. I don't know you mistakenly went off, but you can call back if you were not homonas. So let me ask you that question. Right? Amen. Look, like we say, good cannot harm. So we have to the reason we are media people is to checkmate. That's why we remain members of the fourth estate, to checkmate the good and bad happenings. And look, what you think make news? It doesn't make news to me. What is the news is what we report. to you. And look, we agree. Some of you, your parents are there in government. So when we are talking about government, you feel hard. Yes, but it is just minute portion of the country. The population in this country suffering the majority population populace. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. What is your name?
All I'm missing is student. I've got call and make clarity. My name is Tomunari.
Oh, okay. Good morning. We lost you. I don't know what is going on with the line. But you can call us on 0779079077. This person. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
What is your name?
Aji. This is Prince Samuel from Prince Jova.
Go ahead.
Okay. So, Pascal so campaign because that's the reason why we voted Pascal. That's the reason why we support the 11 the CDC and voted for George Garrett. I also bring in recalibrate come back. But what we are saying here is whenever you do a good thing, it must come to light. It was not hard. It was not hard. It was not hard. So I don't know how can you party go and want to bring something that's not happening all that is not even the point now happening. Because this country is being stagnated. It's just quiet. Nothing is shaking, nothing moving. That is the truth. You are the other problem where you know your media law and you know the media is you allow somebody to call on your show and say you should go on the show that day and on the show that. So I don't know. We do more of a perfection. A perfection that I just be doing. Thank you for the time this morning.
Thank you, Prince. Thank you. Good morning. Morning. What is
Morning.
Morning. What is your name?
My name is Hussein. This is Hussein Keo.
Go ahead.
I come from Jacobson. So, like you said, if someone make a comment and another person call, you don't have to discuss the previous caller. You can just make your own comment.
That's all.
And create space for others. That is a good, and a set principle. The government have made some strides in different sectors. There are media, outlets in this country that just don't want to see the progress or the success of this government. I'm not going to call the media institution name on your platform because it will not look good. But our radio station that Pascal then associated with in other seditions, that nothing about this government is positive. Okay. Even when there is road construction, even when there is progress in the agricultural sector, even when the government is placing voluntary teacher on the government payroll, even when there is increment in the security sector, or when there are increment, within the justice system, nobody want to talk about it.
So now, Usin,
go ahead.
So now, this is where when you call on the show, for example, instead of going to what the person said, you just leave that and say, for example, at the Ministry of Justice, the government in recent time appointed 10 person. Maybe at the Ministry of Education, the government just employ 10 volunteer teachers. Then you tell the librarian people, since people are not seeing it, then by that we get to know as well.
Yes, you're right. So this is why we are under the obligation to call and inform the people and demystify the myths and falsehood that have been spread out there by some of those opposition radio stations and even some of those opposition guys. Now, take for example, the National Transit Authority. That place, when you visit the National Transit Authority compound, you would know and see a total reform. They are sent in for 48 pieces of bugs that will be arriving in the country. Yeah, that will be arriving in the country hopefully next week. Now, when you go to the National Port Authority, Teku Dukle, there are a lot of reform in that particular sector. When you go to the Ministry of Agriculture, they have now created a space that the local farmers in the different countries have started to receive tractors, getting policy gala, and even getting local loan from the government. That is the progress in those different sectors. When you look at the Ministry of Public Works, different road corridors have been opened, different road construction is taking place in the different sectors.
Okay.
Infrastructure-wise, you can see that the government is traveling in some areas. But I know this too is Liberia. If even you don't like the government, you don't want to see the government progress, but you can just mention few of the progress this government making because you are a Liberian, right? So this government is making some strides in some area. Everything is not roses. There are challenges in some sector, but yes, of course, the government is on the obligation to improving the life of the ordinary Liberian. This is why the president committed himself to, and this government will do the needful.
Thank you. Good morning, Joseph Tamba.
Good morning, Father Aji, and good morning to Liberians for the broadcast.
Morning.
You know, at times people will call to find an individual when they are not patriotic, when they are unseen on the progresses of the own president of the Republic of Liberia. You know, Brother Achi, when it comes to sanitation, under the leadership of Joseph Numa Boakai, it is 80%. Look at our various cities previously, and look at our various cities now.
we are talking about what the ombudsman said about the Ministry of Justice. So let us restrict that to the rule of law and the adherence of the code of conduct, and let's see whether the ombudsman was right instead of diluting the discussion. There's that limit that
this is not about diluting, Brother Achi. This is about the facts. This is about the reality. Okay. I will not be clear on this platform to tell you that under Joseph Numa leadership, everything is rosy. No. When it comes to the economic, we have a major challenge when it comes to the economic. But when it comes to other sectors,
so
under the
our
leadership
focus
of Joseph
is the
Boakai,
violation of the rule of law and the code of conduct. Those are things we
the
need
violation
to be
of the rule of law. It is definitely that under this regime, I would not say that they are not violated because I'm a Liberian. I have to be truthful. I'm not going to be like the other guys in the past that when they saw the wrong, they never admitted to that. Everything was 100%. No. When it comes to the rule of law, we have a major challenge, and that's why the president, one day ago, called all lawmakers to ensure that there is peace, there is stability to run the country forward. That shows the level of leadership ability. We're not seeing that over the past year where all lawmakers wouldn't gather at an executive mansion when the president will talk to them. That is a major milestone under the leadership of Joseph Boakai. It shows the sense of leadership. It shows the sense of unity. It shows the sense of stability in moving the country to another level.
Okay.
Because if you have those guys together, meaning they're going to put the interest of the country there, rather than pushing the interest of political party. Because we were here, we saw how those few political party, the Egyptian you see today, you will see them no more. They won't come back to power, no matter the gossip, no matter the political technique, they will not come back. But actually, no, bro. Actually, don't do that to me, please.
Joseph, thank you. Go for more than 30 minutes. Don't do that. You go for more than 30 minutes on the phone. I can't keep you on. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning. What is your name?
I'm Amos calling from Maryland.
Maryland. Which part of Maryland you call from?
I'm calling from Pribo.
You listening by radio or you following us live?
Following online.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
This guy who just left on the radio station is not for him. You see, he who's like transferring the plane. Well, they're just hanging on the line and they don't want to give all the chance. Yesterday, they were saying that road will eat. So then today, that road we should be praising. No. And the guy who always called him, because I remember during the election in Nimaka, he told you that same thing, that you are not balancing the news. Okay, saying he want to do your job, let him leave while he doing saying he knows good balance, then he can be balancing your own news.
Okay.
That choice that anybody can make for themselves, for other people. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Morning.
Morning, sir.
Morning. What is your name?
I'm Dustin Jala calling for peace there.
Go ahead.
You know, sometimes we are discussing, we should balance the discussion. We get somebody does wrong, say it, does it, say it. When you talk about the city, a carrossery, Fuji, all these guys to the airwave and the fair whole lot of things. To promote the government to see the booster of the country. If the law and order strong, you are then saying that government they don't do this is not right, this is not right. If you know other people come out to debunk and to say that no, this is what we are doing and this is what we are not doing. If they are doing the wrong thing, the people will see it. If they are doing the right thing, the people will see it. So everybody has the freedom to expression, not because you are into government. So when you are discussing, what you are doing opposition administration, they will talk, and they will never see the good side
So
of the
every
government.
every time radio station and opposition radio
So
station to
you,
you.
so,
Look,
so
this
you
radio
guys
station,
gotta be
this radio station got
balanced.
nothing to
Give me
do with
I call
opposition or
you, I
government.
get
No,
somebody.
yeah, you call me now. You
You
call me.
guys
I
gotta be
control my show.
balanced.
No, I control my. You can tell me say I call, but you want to control me on the show. What
2
wrong? Good
seconds,
morning.
please.
Yeah, go ahead.
2 seconds. This is Father Lumba. Didn't I tell you not to get airtime to the people? Mary Hussein Chow,
No,
I'm Joseph
the
Tama.
platform is for
The need Tama
everyone.
said. Look at the need Tama. Tama, you see what Tama will say.
All right,
So
Lugomba,
they
thank you.
are not
Thank
in the
you.
interest of the country.
Thank you.
United Party took 10,000 US. The United woman, United Party woman in Calcutta. I know good thing, the Congress money. Are you getting me?
Mm.
Yeah. So the Ghana just feel that everything is rosy for them because they are enjoying now, but the masses are suffering.
Okay.
Do not allow many Tama to turn on the air.
No, Tamato
When you
get
get
right,
an
Lugomba.
implant, then,
Thank you.
oh, I'm telling you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Everybody has the right. The only thing I won't condone is you want to the other guy want to do. You can tell me don't tell me to hold you online because you own the show. You don't control me. I have the I control the platform. I tell you what to do. If you choose to call, I'm not forcing you to call anyway. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. What is your name?
This is Paul D. Anthony calling from Buchanan City, going back to County.
Are you listening by radio?
Yes, by radio.
Okay, go ahead.
See, this government, we should applaud this government.
Okay.
This government doing her best. You see, let's say 2 years time, the government doing more.
Okay.
The things that people see. Is that a past government that were yet promising people? So this government, we should praise the government because this government doing well for the Liberian people.
Okay.
He rescues the people and she doing it.
Rescuing.
Yeah, they're rescuing the Liberian people.
Okay.
Let me tell you. And people are calling, they say Tama, but not call Tama. How they read to call.
So I don't want to tell somebody not to call now. So that one issue, just continue.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning. Okay, we lost that person. No, I only make can tell somebody say don't call it. Only way I'll tell you don't call it except you violate. But if you don't violate, you go ahead. I guess stop it because you argue or you defend other side. No, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
What is your name?
This is Oscar calling on the phone.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to make a recommendation because I'm going to be having a show and I've been a while now since I started calling.
Go ahead.
But sometimes you monitor the time on those state agents that are calling. Yeah, they should not hear on the line. Why?
You're right. I think these days I'll be allotting 2 minutes to each caller as of tomorrow. Your 2 minutes in loud, while you stay in speech, I'll cut you up. Tomorrow we'll regulate that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Chief.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. I'm PMB Wise and I do join from GSA.
Go ahead.
Okay, I actually wanted to sit back to follow the show by becoming interested and I had to weigh in my opinion.
Okay.
Okay, so my opinion is it's true that we have to make our point, but everyone that call on the show, I believe, there's one common purpose, which is the peace, stability, and forward movement of Liberia. So despite our political affiliation, our diverse background, and our different views, but what we should see as a common denominator is Liberia.
Okay.
Whenever the government take action that is necessary, we will appreciate them. Whenever they have a misstep, we will criticize and checkmate them. But overall, the reason for which the government is not doing well, even with the little strive they are making, is because the cardinal thing is not being addressed. Rule of law, corruption, fight against drugs, the process of things, the rate.
Okay. Hello. Oh, you being home on us. You being home on us. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, boy, how you doing?
I'm good. What is your name?
Yeah, this is Obed Magazine, baby. I join you from Waitan, and my Waitan community is still peaceful, no door for now.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me say thank you for the program. You know, most of all the callers, when you say something that sometimes is not in your interest, we always say you are one-sided, two-sided, three-sided. So long you have decided to serve the public, present the case as it is, and some of us depend on the radio, media, the journalist, who is a white dog in the society. Without the radio, somehow we not hear something. Like we from the disabled community. Nowadays, people even discuss about we the blind people or what good do they have or pleasure do they have for the blind community and things. Besides a few hands of them they can get. When they get small ration, they give to them, they go wild with the program, nothing good and things. So I beg you, sometimes I'm pleasing with the CEO, Mr. Casey, at least sometimes you take 1 day or 1 hour to talk about we the disabled people.
Yeah, we can no normally we can do that. Maybe by that time you can listen. The other day in Nimba, the disabled community had a press conference talking about their inclusion in the new MDA from Arsenal Mental. We talk about that. I think we talk the whole time. We talk about that. So sometimes we can talk about them. Maybe you can be opportune to listen that time. That's all.
Yeah, you know, sometimes because of my situation, due to some medical condition, and you know, sometimes I don't. And one thing again, people will not like your station because nobody go there to abuse somebody's man or somebody's power. And you see, so when you start to streamline this thing, it will help other people. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Joseph.
But
30 seconds. You got 45 seconds now. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. You know, other will feel that Joseph Tama works with government. No, I don't work with government. I do my little business. I run light. But you know, the matter of fact, you have to be real to yourself. So say this government have made maximum impact when it comes to sanitation. This government have made maximum impact when it comes to infrastructure. This government have made maximum impact when it comes to employment of health workers. This government have made maximum impact when it comes to salary increasement in 3 of our major employees: teachers, security, and that of education.
We get pay from the right ministries. So you have not been telling all the children they will ready to release the pay road, and you will say again, we're not let go of me.
No, you release it and see. You see the difference. You see a little bit of increasement. So for our daddy, I always call, look at the name, come on, Papa, and now we're going.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Archie. 30 seconds, Winston.
Yeah, go ahead, Winston.
Yeah, thank you for the show. With all of what we have been saying, you know, I must admire you for the level of conduct of the show. But one Alumba and
Lubumba.
Yeah, okay. You need not to control you on the show to say
Winston. The thing is, I control it. The only way I will stop people from calling on the show is just when you are rude and you're abusing. That's the only thing we can do. But not for arguments. So so everybody just make that point. Like on a point, then just I'm gonna call people up. Like man on a point.
Yeah. Thank you. I know you now choose to go that direction. But at least you need to talk something about the 63 million grant that was given by the European government. You €63 that were given by the European government. At least it touches small so the people too can know that at least something is in the pipeline. The government mean well for everybody.
So
If the government progress,
the other day when the president went to China, where they signed a 15 million deal, we talk about it here and that deal, not count of friendship. So now they just signed 18, we talk about it when that kind of post. Oh, you're saying you're allowed to. Also, they want the president went to China. We talk about 30 billion. We talk about
small. Yeah, at least. Okay.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Oh God, this person. Let me get this final call. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, actually, just 30 seconds. Yeah, this is scary. So, you are talking about the justice system, but actually, all of the judges, right, the four associate judges and the chief justice, their salary were harmonized in the last 6 years. As we speak, they have gone back to pre-harmonization factors. They have restored their salary and benefit.
Okay.
Actually, of recent, the government purchased pickup for all Anthony, all the county Anthony's, all of them now, they own a pickup that was purchased by the government.
So the first thing is they've been owning pickups, they've been owning cars, government been providing cars. So that's an achievement. The thing been happening. It is by law. It's supposed to happen. It's supposed to happen.
Why you talking about the pre-harmonization factors?
So now, so you came back to pre-harmonization, fine, we agree. But if you're buying car, it's a government responsibility to do so. You're supposed to do it by law.
Yes, by law is supposed to do, but other governments didn't do so, right? So that is independence, right? Actually, but one of most people know that is you create space for independence, you create space for openness. And you understand? So the government has done exceptionally well when it comes to the rule of law.
Thank you.
No political interference. The president has created a space for the judiciary to operate, and that is bearing.
Thank you. We don't have time now. We're not accepting calls. My brother say, I'm gonna talk about the president. So this I know 65 or 60 million tomorrow. We'll do. The thing is, the other day I sat here when the president went to China. They signed a 30 billion deal that's supposed to go to Buchanan and other counties. We'll talk about that stuff. Since then, we are not hearing anything about it. So sometimes you just sign a paper, then we can sit down and talk about it. You're not taking effect. It be like we're lying to the people. So we can see them, we read them, but look, we want it be happening. At least somebody say the president be an egg factory. They be in the egg factory for like, bro, we ain't talking about the egg. When the egg start producing, egg I still buying egg for $50. So the day I start buying egg for $30, I say, yeah, at least the government egg factory, I can buy egg $20 now. Then we talk about it. Because those days I used to buy my $10 egg. Somebody say if I used to buy $10 egg, $20 egg. But now egg, just a common egg, is sold for $50 in Liberia. So the day the chicken poultry start laying egg and we'll buy egg $10, $20, we'll come and talk it. We'll say at least the air price going down. Until then, we want to see the 287 machine are still in the air. The day it reach, we'll talk about it. We have always spoken about it. And the day it land in Liberia, we'll talk about it. And one thing I want you to get clear, I'm not a PR for this government. Neither any government to come. I don't know, Winston used to be in Nimba when I was with Voice of Gompa. I don't think I used to be singing praises of we are government. And in fact, if I choose to always be on the opposite of every government, I will. My interest is not about the government. My interest is about the Liberian people. My interest is about the Liberian people because I am a Liberian. I got families. Like when the country is going well, we all will benefit. So I hate no government. Nino, do I wait? Am I waiting to be a PR? That's why somebody look. I've had numerous recommendations to go to ELBC. I rejected that because I'm not ready to be a PR to any government. That's why. But by now I would have been to ELBC. I'm not saying that out of boast, but look, we know that the Liberian people are suffering. Yes, there's some people say the government is somehow doing well, but look, the well is lesser than the worst. Let's be real. So we continue to say these things. We are not against you. We're putting your feet to fire. Let the Liberian people know that you are working or you are not working. Thank you. We'll be here tomorrow on the weekend edition. Thank you so much. I always love the interaction. Yeah, I always love despite all of the the accusation. Oh, you this, that. I still love it. Yeah, that's why I make the show. We here. I don't cut people off except you use profane language that's not good for our hearing, for the public consumption. But that we take it off. So thank you for following. My name is Archie C. Bob Yene. Join us tomorrow, Friday, for the weekend edition of the program Wake Up Call. Have yourself a wonderful day, and that God bless us all. Thank you so much as we conclude at this point.